copycatting the type of old European luxury brands logo. American luxury brands have no history and culture at their foundation. There are no genuine luxury brands in America. So can we call them genuine luxury American brands? Overpriced and vain. If I'd ask you to name a couple American brands, you would immediately inundate me with effortless answers like McDonald's, Coca-Cola, Nike, Apple, Google, the North Face, Lace. Oh dear, you could have written a rap song rhyming all these names that instantly come to your mind. But if I'd ask you to name at least 3 American luxury brands, you'd be hesitant. You'll probably try to name a bunch of premium brands and you will finally remember Ralph Lauren, Tommy Hilfiger and others. And why is it so hard to recollect any American luxury brands while you're trying to wave aside Louis Vuitton and Gucci? My name is Lisa, this is Stolbova brand, Luxury Strategy Explained. I share weekly insights on luxury branding. Hit the subscribe button and let's find out where all American luxury brands are hiding. America is a young country. I don't mean to teach you a history lesson, but let's compare how European and American brands were established. You see, America as a country was established in 1776. That's only 53 years before the first luxury brand, still operating today, was founded in Europe. At the time Americans were busy building a country, Europeans decided to entertain themselves with leather goods. 1829, that's the year Delvaux was founded in Belgium. But wait, doesn't the history of America stretch back to the year 1620, when the Pilgrims first arrived at the coast of North America? Absolutely, but for the next few centuries people kept arriving and colonizing new territories, and by the time the country was officially established, the primary social demand was focused on building towns, roads, providing food and medicine. Surely, there are American companies founded in 17th and 18th centuries, but most of them are farms, real estate, pharmaceutical manufacturing, tobacco and distilleries. This is how the economy works. You have to accommodate the basic needs of food, houses, clothes and health before the society will be ready to form or articulate more complex demands. Simply put, to establish luxury brands, society must reach a certain point of stability and construct a fundamental structure within it, social hierarchy. What's more important, age alone doesn't make a company luxurious. Jim Beam was established in America in 1795. Yet, despite its lasting history, we can easily imagine college kids drinking Jim Beam cola cocktails from red plastic cups at the pool party. While famous champagne brand Dom Perignon released its first batch only in 1936. However, it accompanies every major social event, first-class flights and Michelin-star dinners. Despite existing for 1.5 centuries more than Dom Perignon, Jim Beam never became a luxury alcoholic beverage, and as Jean-Noël Capferrer put it, writing established 1884, doesn't make you luxury, it makes you old. But what makes a brand luxury then? At least 2 things that the United States lacked back in the 18th century: history and culture. Compared to Italian and French history stretching back to the times first civilizations and empires were born, America is a relatively new country. And I'm not saying it doesn't have a great culture. I'm just pointing out that Middle Ages, Renaissance, Great Revolutions, classical philosophy and music were born from the old land soil. Europe had its tragic moments, was torn apart in wars, almost buried in plagues, actual and metaphorical, but all of these events gave birth to a current social structure, the mature collective consciousness that made luxury possible. That is why the leather goods family established American brand Coach goes after the most desirable luxury status with all its might. It claims the mantle of Hermes, Louis Vuitton, almost copycatting the type of old European luxury brands logo. Its founding history is almost alike to the oldest European brands, established as leather craft shops, focused on manufacturing saddles and upholstery. Is it intentional or just a coincidence? We'll never know. But did you know that Coach was established in 1941? It means that this brand is older than Dior, founded in 1947, and even older than Yves Saint Laurent, founded in 1962. And no one ever asks if Dior or YSL are legitimate luxury brands. But if you type in a Google search, "is Coach something?" you'd be surprised how many people are wondering if it is a luxury brand, or is it even good or genuine. The point is, the industrial past and the whole concept of the American dream, cultivating hard-working, cumulative behavior that seeks value for money deals, didn't help much with the popularity of luxury goods, often perceived as overpriced and vain. On the contrary, European history, praising aristocracy and bourgeois trying to overcome their materialistic roots, always saw a greater meaning in luxury goods, while they seemed absurd to hard-working American people. Thus, the affordable American luxury was born. The typical brands would be Ralph Lauren, seizing the idealistic 60s dream of prosperity and its style. It is the lifestyle of Don Draper and his entourage, people who became affluent during the economic rise in 1950s, spending hours, days and weeks at work, coming home for their decorated families and hanging out on yacht parties or golfing fields. I actually checked if they used Ralph Lauren's designs in the Mad Men series, and yes, Don Draper did wear Ralph Lauren clothes. Then, Tommy Hilfiger captured the rise of corporate wealth in the late 80s, perfectly freezing the accurate lifestyle of that era in his designs. Today, we are witnessing how newly emerging premium brands claim to be contemporary luxury for those who caught the rising of the big tech wave. But there is a fundamental difference between luxury and premium. And it is a great question if these new brands have the right to call themselves luxury. You will learn the difference between these two commonly mixed up concepts, as well as the origin of such popular terms as ultra-premium, prestige and trading up in future videos. But for now, let us focus on American luxury brands and their future. What are the luxury brands with American origin, do you know? Tory Burch, Tom Ford, Vera Wang, Thom Browne, Marc Jacobs. But are they really American? Let's see. Tom Ford was creative director at both Gucci and Yves Saint Laurent. Then he left to create his own brand. Marc Jacobs served as creative director at Louis Vuitton for 17 years, as did Michael Kors, who was a ready-to-wear designer at Celine for 6 years. And don't forget Alexander Wang, Balenciaga's ex-creative director, who also established his own fashion brand. All these American fashion designers came into sight from so-called legitimate old European luxury fashion houses. So can we call them genuine American luxury brands, taking into consideration their European foundation? And those designers and founders who don't have a background with European brands almost certainly have worked at Ralph Lauren, such as Thom Browne, Tory Burch, Vera Wang. It seems such an origin should undermine the uniqueness and authenticity of the luxury brand. At this point, you might think there are no genuine luxury brands in America. But we must not forget how Yves Saint Laurent was working for Dior. Yet no one would ever say that YSL lacks authenticity. Karl Lagerfeld was a Fendi, Chloe and Chanel designer, but his own brand sticks out from this line. So what we know today as new American brands aiming to be considered luxury, tomorrow may be the beginning of the new chapter in fashion history called America. To sum this up, I'm not trying to say that American luxury brands have no history and culture at their foundation. On the contrary, because America is a relatively young country, it is about the time when all of its great history and culture accumulates in the birth of new generation of luxury brands that one day may outshine all European ones. So watch closely and you might spot the next American Chanel or Gucci. The unique American mindset might also reimagine everything we know about fashion and luxury rules in the future. Share with me in the comments, what do you expect from new emerging American brands? What will they be like? And if you learned something new today, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel so you won't miss the next big thing in the American luxury landscape.